This is a response to a comment which says, can I please stop attacking the civil service? No, the answer is I can't, because the civil service has has the option in Britain to in Whitehall to apply to work in a different ministry if they don't like the one they're working in. So there is an option, and if you don't take that option, then you must be held accountable. And the civil service in the UK plays a crucial role in the administration and implementation of government policies. And when significant failures occur within a department like the Home Office, there are compelling reasons for holding the civil service responsible and accountable. The civil servants are responsible for executing the policies set up by government ministers. When there are failures, it often reflects issues in the implementation process, which is within the power of the civil service. They are advisors. They perform an advisory role. Senior civil servants provide advice and information to ministers. If the advice is flawed or critical issues are not flagged, then that can lead to policy failures. Therefore, civil servants again share responsibility for the outcomes of their advice, and the operational management, the day-to-day management and administration of departments are handled by civil servants. Failures in operations, such as poor handling of immigration cases or inadequate record keeping or overstacked hotels, directly implicate the civil service in systemic issues. I would of course absolutely single out the civil servants who spoke out, particularly the chief civil servants like Philip Rutnam, who was the permanent secretary of the Home Office, and he resigned in February 2020, publicly accusing the then Home Secretary Priti Patel of bullying and creating a hostile environment within the department. And he claimed that his attempts to address the issue were ignored, leading to a breakdown in trust and morale among staff. His resignation and subsequent legal action brought significant attention to the internal dysfunction and the toxic culture within the Home Office, highlighting systemic issues and leadership failures. Sir David Normington, the permanent secretary of the Home Office and the former first Civil Service Commissioner, has spoken publicly about the pressures faced by civil servants and the importance in maintaining professional standards and ethical conduct. He's emphasised the need for ministers to support their civil servants and avoid creating a culture of fear and blame. His comments underscore the need for mutual respect and accountability between ministers and civil servants, promoting a healthy working environment conducive to effective policy implementation. But the hostile environment policy, introduced by Theresa May and maintained since then, the civil servant role was for enforcing that policy, often under immense pressure to deliver results, I concede, but it was interpreted within the civil service as an excuse to do nothing, largely with respect to processing asylum applications. It was an excuse for laziness and indolence. And the bullying allegations during Priti Patel's tenure and the toxic environment that she created, which led to stress and dysfunction within the department and undermined the ability of civil servants to perform their duties effectively. These allegations, confirmed by an internal investigation, which led to a formal reprimand of Patel, but she still kept her job, and that in itself caused further controversy and debate about ministerial accountability, standards of conduct, and the behaviour of the ministry itself. The accountability of the civil service is something which must be considered important. And put it into perspective, the Home Office has been a dodgy camp for a while now. I had a nasty run-in myself a few years ago about student visas, first with Andrea Leadsom and then with Mrs May, both abrasive encounters. And the way the Home Office is led sets the tone for everyone in the ministry and beyond. We shouldn't be surprised, therefore, that telephone exchanges with even any official, from the tax office to the bank, routinely field our calls by haughtily, quote, explaining their policies rather than answering a direct question. It's rude, condescending, it's officious. A tricolon and no Oxford comma, by the way, a point for Philip Pullman. It might even be called bullying, but this is a tone that's been routinely adopted by ministers running the Home Office and by senior civil servants and civil servants within the Home Office who find it convenient. Civil servants can go elsewhere. They can go to another ministry if they don't like the tone and the methodology. All bureaucrats look up to the Mother of Parliament to see how things are done, and this evidently is the example that they get. This is what they follow. It is now in print for all of us to monitor, but to her credit and in her defence, Priti Patel seems no better and no worse than Mrs. May. Now, on election night, last election night, I ran into Amber Rudd, who also gave a very charming and considered performance on Channel 4, I think. And I wrote her a brief note of congratulations. I cannot believe that she would have behaved as Priti Patel is alleged to have behaved, though she resigned because of the Windrush scandal. So maybe the Home Office itself is not entirely to blame, but it since then has spawned Suella Braverman and James Cleverly, and has still not sorted itself out. So the years have rolled by. 5 years is a long enough time for a ministry to either get its act in order or to capitulate to a way of behaviour which is beneath contempt. The Home Office is simply wrong. Full stop.